Oh boy, it's been 5 years since Sonic Forces came out. Let me repeat that. It has been 5 years since Sonic Forces came out. God, just saying this makes me feel so old, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I never really made a review on that game, but to catch up to speed, pun not intended. Now, I did enjoy the game at launch, but never again. I did revisit the game now and then, but I never found enjoyment after its release. The game was too short, the story attempted to do something dark, and
None of this is good, Vector. That's why it's called war.
The orbiting prison. My spy there says he's in a solitary confinement cell, and they've been torturing him for months.
well, it tried something, that's for sure. The villain Infinite, which had a lot of potential, wasn't even interesting at all. It was just a massive waste of a brand new character design that looked cool, including in the concept art, but character-wise, with, it was just a waste. Overall, this game started to make me worry about the next game that was gonna come in the franchise. Between this game's release, we did have our ups and downs though. We had Sonic Mania Plus, Team Sonic Racing, the Sonic movies, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Sonic Origins. Now I already made reviews on Sonic Colors Ultimate, Origins, and the movie sequel, which are all linked up here by the way. But after 5 years of waiting for this new mainline Sonic game, we finally got a small teaser that made me go nuts.
Is it the new game? Please tell me. CGI! Oh my god!
Oh! What's going on?
What is this? Oh my god! This is the thing we saw in the 30th anniversary! It's the new game! It's the new game! Oh my god, it's the new game! What am I?
Sonic is running!
What is this? 2022! We didn't even get a title!
There was no title and no gameplay. It did excite me a bit, but there wasn't a lot to go off of. After a few months, we finally get a new teaser that showcases an open world. This actually looked great, but again, there was no real gameplay.
Keep our hopes down. What? Oh my god, this animation. What? Hello? Whoa. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It is open world! Oh my god! Oh, Sega! 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 How? Sonic Team! Wait. Sonic Frontiers! Whoa, 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 whoa! 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 I'm sorry, hold on, go back.
It was just some wide shots of the areas that we would be roaming around in. So when we found out that the new Sonic game was going to be an open world game, that kind of scared me a little bit. Everyone I met, as well as myself, I kept thinking the same thing. How does Sonic Team go from automated hallways and forces to full-on open world and freedom of control? We wouldn't have to wait long though, because in June of 2022, we finally got full gameplay footage from IGN of all people. For those who don't know, IGN hasn't really been the best reviewer when it comes to Sonic games, but when I found out that IGN actually enjoyed this new game, I was actually kind of surprised. So, although the gameplay that was shown with IGN was kind of disappointing, not gonna lie, it really was, my hopes actually started to come back up a bit. After another few months, Gamescom finally happened, and we actually ended up getting not just one teaser, but a full-on story trailer. And guess what? The story trailer barely told us anything about the game's story. Once the story trailer finally debuted, it really did not disappoint. This trailer alone got me overhyped for what was about to come in the coming months. Oh. A mysterious stranger. Oh my god, this CGI!
His actions endanger the world.
Cyberspace! Okay, Green Hill, Sky Sanctuary, Wondrous New Law. Oh! What is this? Amy? Is that Roger? Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Discover the secrets of the ancients. What's wrong with his glove?
You cannot run forever. Leave immediately.
Sonic was just about to hit a child. This CGI! This CGI! Force a New Frontier! Sonic Frontiers! November 8th! Let's go! What's this? Oh my god! Oh! Pre-order! We got the introduction to Sage, a new antagonist for Sonic Frontiers. We saw that Amy had been captured by something or someone. And of course, the release date along with a pre-order announcement. I was blown away with this new trailer alone. Sadly, with me being super busy finishing up a project that I've been working on this entire time, I haven't been able to make content based on the game's news. However, I did of course watch the news on the game thanks to my buddies over on Tails channel, among with many other content creators in the community. With an overview trailer, combat trailer, and a showdown trailer being released, along with sneak peeks at the game's soundtrack being released, and many social media teasers with concept art, the game finally comes out on November 8th. So how's the game? Is it another mediocre game just like Forces to add to the pile? Or is it actually better? Let's find out. The story starts off from 3 different perspectives. Starting off with the Knuckles prologue, which I made a video on a few weeks before the game's launch. It tells the story of how Knuckles ended up in the Starfall Islands. When exploring Sky Sanctuary, Knuckles comes across an ancient ruin older than the ones that he's always seen upon Angel Islands and Sky Sanctuary. When accidentally entering a cyberspace portal, he ends up on one of the islands, getting captured by Sage in the process. The second prologue is an online comic that got released. The comic story has Sonic, Tails, and Amy battling some of Eggman and his robots. However, with a small twist, Eggman was only a decoy to distract Sonic and co. The real Eggman is now on the Starfall Islands trying to take control of the AI that is stored within. And finally, we got the main game. The main game opens up directly after the events of the comic. Eggman is now on the Starfall Islands trying to take control of the AI, but is accidentally sucked into cyberspace along with his new AI taking on a new form, Sage. I mean, I assume that's what the game implies. It's never really described to how Sage becomes or who Sage is. We do know that at the very beginning of the game, the machine that Eggman uses on the cyberspace portal has the same voice as Sage, so I'm assuming Sage was supposed to be this machine but then got transformed into this girl human being? This was never explained, as far as from when I played the game. Meanwhile, Sonic and co are aboard the Tornado, arriving at the Starfall Islands. However, an EMP of some kind sends them flying into a portal separating them all together. Sonic, now in cyberspace, must now escape it. Arriving unconscious on Kronos Island, he wakes up lost, as well as hearing a strange voice from the sky telling him that he must collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds that have been drawn to the islands and destroy giant Titan robots.
Looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that. Whatever it was. Whew.
Mortal.
Hello?
You have done the impossible. You have escaped cyberspace through your own power. You are the key.
Key, huh? Sure beats being called a rodent. Are you saying I can rescue my friends?
Find the Chaos Emeralds. Destroy the Titans. Tear down the walls between dimensions.
Yeah, okay, sure. How about a little context? Hello? Oh well. Some direction is better than none. Here we go.
Along the way and saving your friends, Sonic also discovers an ancient civilization related to Chaos, the god of destruction. As far as without spoiling most of the game, that's where we're at. The story has some little bits of lore here and there that tell you the origins of the Chaos Emeralds that basically come from space now. The voice in the sky is one of the ancients that got trapped within the Starfall Islands, and with a shocking twist, the voice is guiding Sonic and tricking him to defeating the Titans. I also want to point out that throughout this entire game, you never fight Eggman. In fact, the only time Sonic and Eggman encounter and interact is at the end of the game. So the writing in this game is by far, or if not, the best we have ever gotten in the series. Comic writer Ian Flynn was brought on to guide the story for Sonic Frontiers. I'm gonna say, he did a fantastic job with this game, and I'm hoping that Sega and Sonic Team keep this guy. He knows the lore, he knows these characters well, these guys are written perfectly in this game, and I'm actually happy that the game's now doing very well. This game really does not feel rushed. I say Ian Flynn did a fantastic job making these characters return to their roots. Sonic is still cocky, but he now takes things seriously.
Kind of boost.
Well, in that case, we need to get moving. If I was trapped, I'm sure Tails was too.
Good call. I'll scout around and find you later. Deal?
Deal. Be careful.
Careful? Where's the fun in that?
Amy is no longer a cliche fangirl towards Sonic and is now much more of a serious independent female character in the series. Knuckles is no longer the comic relief that we knew him as from Sonic Boom onwards. Yes, he still has his moments, however, he is taking his role of guarding the Master Emerald seriously. Tails is still the same, however he does have a small little bit of a development since we last saw him in Forces. Tales and Frontiers comes forward towards Sonic acknowledging that he felt inconsistent for these past few years. This of course is true, but Sonic steps in and says that yes, it is okay to ask for help sometimes and that it's okay to be scared and such. But then he goes on to say how Tails was the one to save Station Square from Eggman's missile in Adventure and how he saved Sonic from the Deadly Six's trap in Sonic Lost World. This alone made me so happy that they acknowledge this. To me, it fixes almost everything that was not working in Forces, along with the continuity from the past games. And finally, we got Eggman. Eggman is still Eggman. He is threatening, but now sounds more calmer. Not really shouting most of the time, but just talking with a low tone.
Alive as if you're not here when it gets out.
When what gets out?
Overall, the writing and the voice direction in this game is a massive improvement since the last few games. Okay, so for gameplay, we don't have hallways anymore. We don't have one-button automation turning. No, we got more than that. For gameplay, we have open zone and cyberspace stages. Short and sweet, cyberspace stages are your traditional hallway levels designed similar to from Forces. They are short, easy, and quick to do. They are still somewhat automated, however, they are now much more open compared to the ones in Forces. You're freely to move around in said hallways, and you're no longer set to turning automatically. Sometimes. The open zone is mostly the same, the only differences being that you can now attack with multiple combat combos and you're freely to explore the open area as much as you want. You got tons of puzzles and side quests to do, and including interacting with Sonic's friends. I'm not gonna lie, for puzzles alone, they're practically easy. Some of them are hard to do, but for the most part, they're actually maybe on your 5th try you can get them all done. They're not really that hard. Some of them include one where you need a quick step on the tiles, one you need to follow tiles on the correct path or not leave it so it won't break up. Some may require you to turn some pillars or statues, lasers, or press buttons on the ground, stomp on some buttons. Overall, for puzzles alone, it's not much of a bad thing. There's not a lot of them that you can do, but it's definitely plenty for what you can do in said islands. We do have multiple bosses in this game though, and multiple enemies to deal with. For regular enemies, you can encounter them at any given point in the game. You also got mini-bosses returning in this game, which act as guardians in the game. As far as I know, that's what they are called in the game. Which are basically small little bosses that you can fight in the open world. Some may require you to solve a puzzle first, like for example on one of the bosses you need to grind on rails and make them go blue before you can even attack the enemy. Others may require you to climb up the enemies and then stomp them from the head or the arms. However, when it comes to boss fights, I believe that the Titans, which serve as the final bosses for each island, is literally the best thing of this game. For the first time in any Sonic game whatsoever, you now get to turn into Super Sonic for a boss multiple times. Once you reach the 7th Emerald and you turn into Super Sonic, you are now freely to fly around the open area that you were locked in to fight the enemy. Fighting the Titans can be tricky at times where you need to parry a few things, sometimes you need to do some quick time events. It's pretty easy overall, but once you have Sonic leveled up with all the combos unlocked, you're gonna have a blast attacking these Titans. My favorite Titan to fight has to be the second boss fight, which I literally cannot pronounce that, I'm sorry. Along with the music to these boss fights, woo! I hope you guys love some metal, I'm not gonna lie. And these bosses are like massive cinematic moments just like from a Marvel movie. There's actually a few ways that you can progress through the game. You can go through its main campaign route where it'll tell you to go to different spots, but you can also do it by doing other stuff. To progress through the game, there's actually a few things that you would have to do in order to reach the ending of the game. So the point of the game is that you need to collect all of the Chaos Emeralds on each of the islands. To get the Chaos Emeralds, you need to unlock Vault Keys. To unlock Vault Keys, you need to play Cyberspace levels. To play Cyberspace levels, you need to unlock Portal Gears. To unlock Portal Gears, you need to defeat mini-bosses. That's a lot to do! And I love it! And then once you collect all of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you're finally able to turn into Super Sonic and fight the Titans on each island. The music of Sonic Frontiers has a mix of different genres. For the open zone areas, we have a calm and soothing, mysterious music that goes and fits with the exploring aspects of the Starfall Islands. The cyberspace levels have a mix of rock and EDM. Some have vocals, some don't, but if I have to pick a track from cyberspace that I would consider to be a favorite, that would have to go to Sky Sanctuary's Flowing. The Titan bosses, as I said, do have full-on rock metal music, which really does fit with the fights going on. However, for one of the final bosses, you get much more of an epic tone when it plays I'm Here's instrumental for its first phase, and then the vocal version for its second phase. Overall, the music in this game, once again, a Sonic game never fails with its soundtrack. This one was a massive W for me. Definitely a soundtrack I will be listening to whenever I'm editing or free doing whatever it is I'm doing. Besides all these amazing things that Frontiers has to offer, we also got a little bit of DLC. We got the soap shoes returning from Sonic Adventure 2. That is if you signed up for the newsletter, which I did, of course. That's why I got them. An Adventurers pack that brings exclusive clothing for Sonic, as well as exclusive things to help you boost up in the game. An exclusive Monster Hunter DLC that comes with a costume that's based on Rathalos, as well as a small minigame where you can cook. And speaking of minigames... yeah, we got fishing. You can fish in this game. Yep, that's Big the Cat, by the way. Big is here. With Big, you can go fishing to collect and earn more hidden goodies, and find small Easter eggs, as well as some unlockable voice logs from Eggman and his time in the cyberspace. The voice logs that Eggman leaves behind basically expand upon the lore within Sonic Frontiers. It also has callbacks to previous titles, as well as events from previous titles, as well as the universe that the game is set in. Boy, this game really has a lot to go through. But I feel like I need to check something. Over time I noticed that the version I played, which is the PS4 version, had some frame drops as well as some pop-in. So knowing that this was going to be a main issue for most of these versions, I decided to pick up another version of Frontiers for the Nintendo Switch. And surprisingly, it runs really smooth! Yes, the frame drops are still here and there's a lot more of them, and of course this is a lower quality version than the PS4 version, but the fact that it runs smooth, at least for me, when docked and undocked, I see this as a massive big win for Sega and Sonic Team. Overall, I enjoyed this game, much more than what happened with Sonic Forces. I can see myself revisiting this game again after some time, unlike you. Frontiers isn't a perfect game, but it's a step in the right direction moving forward to finally bringing back Sonic into what we know this character as. And with Ian Flynn writing this game, I hope that for the next game, if he is writing it, is just as good or even better than what we just got for Sonic Frontiers. And I'm gonna say this as a side note that's not even written in the script, by the way. If you guys have never played an open-zoned Sonic game before, you know, games like Sonic Adventure, Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, I say if you've never played those games and you can never get a hold of them, despite, you know, 2 of them being available on Steam, I'm so happy that Sonic Frontiers has done extremely well with reviews and critics. It's doing really well, and I hope that for the next game, we can either get something just as good or even better. So with that being said, thank you all so much for listening to this review of Sonic Frontiers. I did enjoy this game. I may play it again for a stream in the future. And overall, it's a game that I don't just enjoy, but I actually had fun with. But yes, if you guys did enjoy this small little Sonic Frontiers review from me, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, share this video, you know what to do. Follow me on the socials. I'm very active on the Twitter. We have a Discord. We got a little bit of a community going on in there. Follow me on the TikTok. Yes, I've got that as well, surprisingly. And if you guys are interested in more reviews, don't forget to check out the review playlist that I've got set up. We got game reviews in there, Sonic Movie 2 reviews in there, a non-spoiler and a spoiler review of the movie, and G Fuel reaction reviews. And we also pump out a lot of Sonic content as well as other non-Sonic content, so check all of that out if you guys are interested. We just recently released a brand new project called the Tubiverse, which was released in 2 parts, so you can check those out if you want. So yes, with that being said, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!